My name is Melanie Sheree. I'm a lifelong medium and spiritual teacher, and I'm the co-founder of Awakening Sanctuary Academy, the Academy of Intuitive Development, where you can learn to read, see, heal energy, and really develop your spiritual abilities. And today I wanted to pop on here to talk about how you create your own physical reality. A lot of people don't really understand that we actually are the people that are creating our own experiences, our things that we are manifesting in the world, a lot of the things that we encounter through certain energies. And when you're not aware that you are holding specific energies and creating scenarios, it's really frustrating, and what I'm saying today is probably going to be fairly triggering for you. But if you want to learn how you create your reality, how to shift what you are creating, how to own your creatorship, stick around for this live. So welcome in, everybody. Before I get started, I just wanted to let you know that I just hit 44,400 followers, and I'm running a discount on one-to-one sessions that is linked in my story highlights. That will be up there for a little bit longer, but not much. We are hosting a psychic reading fair coming up next month. You can get a reading for $20 from our Academy students. That is linked in my bio. I have a YouTube channel where you can start to learn the tools and practices that I teach. If you don't have the resources right now to kind of tap in with the spaces that we hold in the Academy, please check out my YouTube channel. There's free resources linked up there. And I hold beginner classes and a deeper level of psychic development in the Academy. So those are places that you can begin to start to learn these things. But for today, I'm going to give you a crash course. So what you really need to understand, I have some notes here so that I don't get off track because I can just wander forever. What you really need to understand about creating your own reality is that everybody is doing it all of the time, and you are doing it all of the time. And the way that you create your own reality is through your thoughts, your feelings, and the energy that you hold in your body. Your energy that you hold in your body aligns you to a specific frequency. So you're kind of like a tuning fork, and your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, the past painful experiences that are not processed through your space, the validation and invalidation you've experienced all culminates into your energy field, where you then resonate at a certain frequency. And the way that you begin to really understand how to create your own reality is to start to understand that dynamic, to understand that the things that you consume, the things you eat, the people you're around, the relationships you have, the feelings and thoughts, the environments that you find yourself in, the media you consume, the music you listen to, all culminates to create your specific vibration. And I wanted to talk about something that we teach in the Academy today that is called a picture. So a picture is an energy that is solidified in your field, and it is an image of something. So let's say the image is from a painful experience that you had, or a fear that you had, for just the example's sake. Let's say the example is, I never get the recognition that I deserve. So there's this image of you not being recognized. And that picture as an energy is held in your energy field because you've had a lot of different repetitive experiences that have created and solidified that image for you. So now when you're out in the world, you're constantly being overlooked. You're constantly experiencing feeling overshadowed. You don't feel like you get the recognition that you deserve. When somebody has an idea that's similar to yours, you feel personally victimized because you're holding this frequency and this image, this energetic imprint of being overlooked, right? And it's valid, you've had those experiences, there's pain there, and it's stuck in your energy field. And the way that the universe starts to show that to you so that you can move through it is it keeps showing it to you by having you manifest it over and over and over. And this is the similar experience to people that have relationship patterns that are really similar. where they say to me, Melanie, I've dated 5 different people and they are like the same person. They're all emotionally unavailable. They all cheat. They all do this and that. And I'm like, okay, let's take a step back. Let's look at the energy in you that is attracting and aligning you to those types of people. So, that's something that we really kind of unpack and get into in a psychic development program, is how to see and recognize those energies that are aligning you with specific vibration out in the world, why it's continuing to be created and manifested in your world, and how to move through it so that you can recognize it and release it from your field so that you don't have to keep manifesting it anymore. Because once you can find and recognize that energy and you become conscious of it, you can do self-healing energy work and release that so that you don't have to keep creating it. Now, you can really manifest through that image or that picture of something that you don't want. That can also be a fear. So let's say you have a fear of your house burning down because your great-grandmother's house burned down and your friend's house burned down, and you have this really clear energetic imprint of this fear. You kind of always hold that and resonate with that. And a lot of your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, when you see things like that out in the world, goes into, I really don't want this thing. What you are unintentionally and unconsciously doing is you're fueling that thing you don't want. And when you move your thoughts and emotions and energy into something you don't want, the universe doesn't hear, I don't want this. The universe hears where the energy is moving. So since you have all this energy in this thing that you're resisting and you don't want, sometimes those things manifest. So that can really happen through a fear as well, in a way that we kind of create our reality. And, that's typically the human experience. When you are not aware of energy and how you are a creator and how to own your creatorship, we continue to experience these really difficult things that we don't want to experience at all. And they're really tough lessons by the universe, because the universe is trying to show you where that step is that you can take in your evolution, or what that energy is that you need to resolve. So it keeps manifesting in the world. A further step in this is if there's a specific image, imprint, a picture, if you will, about something that you get stuck in. So let's say you get stuck in this picture that you're not smart. And maybe you are smart and you're good at certain things, but you had this type of childhood where you were repetitively told that you weren't smart, or that the way that you thought about things was wrong. So being stuck in this picture about not being smart will make you identify with it. It'll make you, hi. It'll make you continue to experience the world through that energy, and it'll have things create and manifest in your world that continue to say to you, and mirror back that fear or that image of yourself. So when you're stuck in that energy, you might have a lot of different people give you feedback. You might hear people talk to you in a tone where everything that they say sounds like a critique on your intelligence. You might experience challenges and you spiral out because you're really stuck in that energy and you feel like, oh my gosh, I should be able to figure this out. I'm so dumb. What am I doing? All those types of things. And it can be really frustrating. So again, we kind of create our experiences through these energies that we get stuck in or that we vibrate at. And to be able to shift out of that, you have to change your vibration to create what you want. So how do you do that? I'm looking at my notes here if you're wondering what I'm looking at. To be able to change your vibration to what you want, you have to change your thoughts, your emotions, your places that you are moving your energy into. And you have to become consciously aware of those energies that are stuck in your field that are pulling you into them, those solidified images and imprints and patterns. So, the way that you start to really consciously change your thoughts is to become aware of them, to recognize what type of dialogue is moving through your space. And if it's negative dialogue, to really sit with that and challenge it, or to sit with it and recognize it for what it is. Sometimes that negative dialogue is a fear. Sometimes it is, a self-sabotaging type of energy, that inner saboteur. Sometimes it is a self-doubt type of energy, and that's all information. But when you sit and you're kind of with that, it gets the time and energy to process through your space instead of continuing to play over and over and over in a loop in your energetic field. So be with those things. Don't try to avoid them or push them away. Recognize them. But then, just neutrally allow them to move. You don't have to fix them or fight them. They can kind of move through your space. Your feelings. Learning how to regulate your emotions is such a key piece in this, because there's so many things in the world that don't go our way, that we can't control, that are really difficult. Being able to regulate yourself, throughout the day to kind of keep a normal, even keel is really such a game changer. That can also be a part of your self-care routine, where you're figuring out what you need in order to be in a decent mood throughout a day. It also requires you to sit with those really difficult emotions and to allow yourself to have them. There's kind of this idea out there in the spiritual realm that you're always supposed to be happy and everything's great all the time, and things just don't faze you, and that's not necessarily true. What's true is that for somebody who's really mastered their emotional state, as they become angry or sad or frustrated, they let themselves be that. They let that be information. Those emotions aren't bad. They are information that you can allow to move through you. Or something like anger can really inform you about, oh, somebody's crossed a boundary. Somebody has made me feel scared. This experience is, frustrating for me. That's information. It's not an emotion that you need to call bad or demonize or avoid. It's just information. So there's this intelligence to really feeling that creates your emotional resonance, if you will. Look at this. So to change your vibration, your energy really has to change. The energy in your energetic field, the stuff that you hold on to, and some of that becomes a self-healing process where you are in that self-healing journey. You're unpacking those past pains, those self-limiting beliefs, the things that have happened in your world that have created a sense of self that's limited or stuck in pain, and being with those things and resolving them so you no longer vibrate in that pain or the avoidance of that pain. It's really important to take the time to self-heal, because if you don't, you're going to continue to experience those things. And I'll give you a personal example. I grew up in a household with an abusive parent. I received a lot of negative feedback. Everything that I did was wrong. I had a really low sense of self-esteem because of that experience. I didn't feel like I was worthy of love. So I had to go back, yes, shadow work. I had to go back into all of those different things and sit with them and be with them so that I could resolve that energy, because what I was experiencing because of that was repeatedly being rejected, having people show and experience these types of relationships where I was just always being treated a certain way that really sucked. And it kept showing itself to me over and over and over in the world. It was that picture that I was really stuck in, which was I wasn't worthy, I wasn't good enough, nothing I did was right, all of that, right? So I had to work through that punishment and find my own sense of self-love in order to be able to experience love in the world. So people say, go within or go without. All of that comes from within. You have to be able to give yourself that love in order to receive it back out from the world. And sometimes that comes with some healing. It comes with that, deeper processing of, I'm going to be with this. I'm going to be with myself. I'm going to be with that past version of myself to resolve this and give that version of me the love that I needed as a child or as a teen or as a young adult. It really changed a lot of things for me. So, along with your thoughts and feelings, the energy that can really change and the small changes that you make in your everyday life can make such a big difference, because there's so many, sending good vibes your way. There's so many different things that affect your vibration. So some of those things being what you eat. I'm not here saying you have to eat an all organic diet, you have to be vegan, you have to do this or that. I'm just trying to say that you need to honor what your body needs. Do you need 3 meals a day? Do you need 3 meals and snacks a day? Do you need to supplement your regular diet with vegetable smoothies? Do you need to up your protein intake? You need to really tune into what your body needs. I'm really bad at eating vegetables. I'll be the first to admit. Sometimes I just can't eat them because it's like a texture thing. I just don't want them. And other times I want them really bad. So I try to really honor that ebb and flow while recognizing that some days I'm not going to eat as healthy as I maybe necessarily want to because I'm in a hurry. And other days, maybe I'm really on it, or for weeks I'm on it. For me, what I really notice is that when I get off of my routine of things where I'm kind of balancing out the somewhat okay meals with things like vegetable smoothies or protein shakes or whatever it is, right? My mood is really different. So tune into that. Make sure you're drinking enough water and staying hydrated. Those are really core body level needs that will help you to raise your vibration, change your thoughts and your emotions, and overall be in a vibration of wellness. If you live somewhere where it's not sunny in the winter, you need to be taking vitamin D, period, end of story. Vitamin D is essential in making you feel an overall sense of wellness. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. I had seasonal affective disorder, meaning there was no sun. There was no sun ever. And, even though I live in Colorado now, because I love the sun and I cannot function without it, I take vitamin D every day. It's a huge game changer for me. I'm that sensitive. I do recommend, figuring out what you need based off of where you are. So that's really helpful for me. I'm just going to give you that tidbit. Your environment is really important. If your house is an absolute wreck all of the time, you're probably not going to feel as vibrationally sound as if you would in a cleaner, more organized environment. And that's going to look different for everybody. It doesn't need to be hotel clean. It just needs to be tidied up to the point where you feel like, you're kind of creating that healthy environment for yourself. Environment can also include work. Is your workplace completely toxic? Is your boss a jerk? Do your coworkers suck? Is it an extremely stressful environment? You have to consider that those things affect your vibration. If you are sitting in traffic for 4 hours a day, 2 hours to work and 2 hours back, that also affects your vibration. That's probably exhausting. It's probably taxing on you to just be sitting in that place all of the time. So, you have to kind of consider what environments are you in and how can you adjust those to kind of optimally adjust your vibrations. Sometimes that means making a change. Sometimes that means organizing your closet. For me, my vacuum broke literally 4 months ago. I've been sweeping ever since. The carpet is a wreck. I've been avoiding it. I'm just trying to let you know I'm not perfect. I'm trying to let you know that I don't have all of these things all of the time going. It is just something I know makes a big difference. And this weekend I'm going, I'm getting a vacuum cleaner. So moving on, relationships that you have. Your relationships are so incredibly important because you need to be, interacting with people that really honor you and validate you, that see you for who you are, and are people that both are there for you and that you can be there for. People that love and respect the authentic version of you, that don't judge you, that don't put you down, that don't bring more stress into your world purposefully, that aren't continuously confrontational. You know, these are the types of relationships and people that really raise your vibration. They're people that help you to be your authentic self and support you throughout your journey in the world. And for me, you know, with family, that's kind of tough. My family doesn't really get me. They never really have. They don't really see me. So I don't rely on them as much for the support that I need. You know, I talk to some of them, I relate to some of them, but I don't tell them what's going on with the things I experience, my clients, my students, the things I'm extremely passionate about, because they don't get it. And if I'm trying to talk infinite universal knowledge with somebody, I'm not going to try to talk to somebody who only experiences things in the physical world about that, because they can't relate to it, right? I'm just going to be invalidated and looked at like I have 10 heads, because they don't experience the same things. So recognize the people that you are able to really connect deeply with about these sorts of things. It's not worth it to tell somebody about your crazy dream or this wild experience that you had if they're just going to invalidate you. Let's see. The media that you consume. The amount of time that you are plugged in to a laptop, a phone, a TV, a screen monitor, you need to really be conscious of that, because we're not meant to be sitting in front of a screen all day long. And I know for work, for people, you have to sometimes be connected to your technology. You need to be in meetings and classes, working on the computer. But take time and take breaks to be in the physical world and unplug. Even if that's taking, you know, the weekend to just say, I'm turning my phone on do not disturb. I'm not getting on social media for the weekend. Whatever it is that you can do where you can give yourself that break, it can be such a huge reset. So think about, you know, how much screen time you have. It's really important to kind of shift that if you're wanting to really change your energetic vibration. The music that you listen to is energy. It is a frequency. You are tuning yourself into that energetic frequency. So if you're depressed and you're feeling low, what you might want to listen to, maybe you're depressed and you're feeling low because you had a breakup. What you might want to listen to is a sad song about breakups, so that you can cry and you can process and you can do all those things, right? But if you're already here, and the music you're listening to, you can relate to, is vibrating here, you're tuning yourself into that sadness. So what I really recommend is thinking about, what is the energy that's coming through in the music that you listen to? Is it empowering? Is it enlivening? Is it joy-filled? Does it make you feel high energy? Or is it all about things being crappy in the world and, you know, being a gangster? And I mean, I don't mind. I kind of like gangster music. I like trap music. But really be conscious of what those things are and what message is coming through if you are somebody who's really highly sensitive. And last, but probably most importantly, is how authentically you express yourself. Are you able to communicate your thoughts and feelings? Are you able to dress the way you want? Are you able to tell somebody how you really think and feel? Do you feel like you can really be yourself, or do you feel like you have to wear a mask in the world? Are you always wearing your customer service face in the world with other people? Is there this polished version of yourself that you're always presenting in the world? If you're not able to resonate in your authentic light, your authentic self, and speak about and be joy-filled and express those things, you're automatically bringing your vibration down. So these are all the different ways that you can kind of start to change your energetic vibration. Be sure to not override your truth. Don't let people walk all over you and act like it's fine. Don't pretend like you like country music when you love EDM. Don't, just try to fit the mold because that's where you think you're going to find community. dare to have your own opinions, thoughts, and feelings and find the right people for you. That's really where you're going to find that ability to start to really create your own reality and the reality that you want. So in a self-healing energy work practice, you're really learning how to recognize what those solidified energies are that you keep manifesting in the world. You're able to see them, find them, release them. There's this practice of being able to go back into stuck pain and release it so that you don't keep continuing to manifest that out in the world. I don't know if you can hear my dog slurping water out of his water bowl right now. And in that self-healing energy work practice, you really learn how to consciously release the energies that you don't want to experience so that you can be in the vibration and create the experiences that you want in the world. If you want to learn more about this, I have a few free classes linked up on my YouTube channel. You can find that in my bio. I teach classes, beginner classes, and full-blown psychic development academy where you can learn to see, read, heal energy for yourself and other people. We have different places that you can pop in to receive an energy healing if you're feeling stuck and you want to shift your energetic vibration. There's one coming up this Friday. They occur on the 2nd and 4th Friday of the month. Group energy healing spaces. Your first one's free to check out. That's also linked in my bio. We have a reading fair coming up where you can receive a reading on any topic, and a lot of times when you become conscious of a specific energy, that will help you shift through a stuck thing that is keeping you aligned with that vibration. So if you are somebody who is like, oh my gosh, this resonates so much, you can find the space to kind of sign up for those things in my bio. There's a reading fair coming up. It's $20 a reading on the topic of your choice from our students. And that is really it. I hope that this is super informative for you today, that you can kind of start to anchor into and understand that you really are the creator of your universe. Sometimes we create really difficult, painful experiences as a human being, which is part of our learning and growing process, and it's really difficult to wrap your head around why those things happen. But if you want to be empowered in your experience of the world, start to implement some of these things, changing your vibration, becoming conscious of the things that, lower your vibration into different things. Learn how to do self-healing energy work. It is an absolute game changer. I cannot tell you how much of a shit show my life was. An absolute tornado whirlwind of chaos and continual drama. Before I started doing these practices, shocking, the relationships, the jobs, all of it was a mess. So I'm telling you, it's changed my life. It's changed the life of my students. I know it'll change your life. That's why I have free resources on my YouTube channel. Please practice them, do them, help yourself, take them. Please, it's my gift to you. It's been so lovely being on here with all of you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I'll be on here again soon. Take care, be well. Bye.